welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you an update on my final trimester in pregnancy. I cannot believe we are here. It's honestly gone by so fast, but I'm going to be talking about all of the sort of things that have been happening, what's been going on, how I'm feeling, how baby's been doing, and give you guys a little update on what the birth plan is. So if you're interested in all of that stuff, make sure and keep watching. And if you're interested in any content relating to pregnancy, birth, postpartum, breastfeeding, make sure and hit that little subscribe button down below and the notification bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. So I've actually got my little notes here beside me because one of the first things that I have been experiencing, I want to say the whole way through my pregnancy, is that real true pregnancy brain. I keep describing it to people as if my head would get lost if it wasn't attached to me. I would forget my own name if someone didn't remind me. When I'm pregnant, whether it is related to the hormones or to the lack of sleep, I am shocking. I would forget everything. So having a little diary and having reminders and notifications and alarms on my phone has been a real lifesaver at this time. At this point, I'm also becoming a lot more clumsy, so I'm mooching around the place, stubbing my toes on things, walking into walls. Guys, I'm a mess. 37 weeks pregnant means that that's only gotten worse. So at this point, I'm making lists upon lists upon lists and just trying to get myself as organized as I possibly can be for this point in pregnancy. I'm feeling a little bit more ready, I guess would be the best way to describe it. We took some time, Pete and I, my husband, for those of you who didn't know, last weekend to just kind of sit with the idea of another little person entering our life and how that might look. We also talked a little bit about postpartum planning. So I'm so excited because we've actually hired a cleaner, which is something that I kept thinking about and kept kind of, thinking, am I okay with this in my head? Because while I'm not like a super neat freak, I do feel like a part of me would be the kind of person to like pre-clean before the cleaner arrives, which is a complete waste of time and effort. But I'm really excited because we have organized so Pete gets 2 weeks of time off immediately after the baby's born, and then when he goes back, we've got this cleaner coming in once a week for, we haven't got an end date to it yet, but she comes under fantastic recommendation, and I'm really excited to have a little bit of help in that sense. We have also got this bedroom done. So I'm currently sitting in our master bedroom, huge open empty spaces. It's really lovely, and I actually think I'm going to leave it that way. We've got our little co-sleeper cot all set up here. We've got nice fresh sheets, a double made bed, home birth must have if that's what you're planning on doing. So we've actually made it twice. We've put a fresh set of sheets, and then we've got a shower curtain, just a cheap shower curtain from Tesco's, and then made the bed again on top just in case my waters were to release or it was to get a bit messy if I was to labour up here at all. But we've got the freshly painted walls, we've got some nice carpet, so I'm feeling very much like this could be my little safe haven. And when it comes to that sort of postpartum plan, I plan on spending a lot of time up here just snuggling my new baby and getting to know them and doing loads of skin to skin and all the things that I feel awful to say out loud, but I didn't really do or give myself a chance to do last time with Atticus. So I'm hoping to be able to lean into that postpartum fourth trimester experience a little bit more this time, and a huge part of that is postpartum planning. If you are interested actually in creating your own postpartum plan, I have a free template over on my website, which I'll leave a link down below if that's something that you are looking to kind of prepare for a little bit better this time. I feel like as first time mums, we're so eager to get back into the world and get back to what our lives looked like to some degree before becoming a parent, and when really and truly your lives change so much and these little babies grow up so fast. So that's something I've been doing a lot more of this time. On the note of fourth trimester prepping, I've actually stocked my entire freezer. So I've made loads of things like dals, curries, soups, loads of like bolognese style or like pasta sauces, stews, broths, lots of lovely, warming, nourishing, sort of enriching foods that are going to be really easy to just throw into the microwave or heat up on the stove so that Pete doesn't have to be doing heaps of cooking. I would generally do most of the cooking in the household, so I think for me to expect him to all of a sudden become like a chef is unrealistic, but that means that it's a really nice way of him being able to spend time doing other things and, you know, for those 2 short weeks getting to know his new baby. So that's been kind of making me feel a little bit more at ease about everything. We also had, gosh, there's like no structure to this. Anywho, I'm too late now. That's the baby brain for you. We've had a visit from our midwife. The current plan is to birth in the sitting room downstairs, so I might try and give you a little swivel around and have a look at what the setup is. I still haven't quite decided if I'm going to do any pictures or filming or anything from the birth itself. I feel like in a way I'm going to want to look back on that kind of footage because I did have pictures and a little bit of video from my birth with Atticus, and it's really nice to look back on. But then another part of me says maybe I just want to be in my bubble. So I'm just going to see how it works out. I've got my tripod set up downstairs anyway if we do decide to do some degree of filming, and I'm sure you guys will know all about it if I share it on here or possibly on my Instagram page first. That's where I seem to be mostly. So if you haven't come over here from Instagram, make sure and go and follow me over there. I'll have the link down below. But yes, the plan is to birth in the sitting room. We've got the birth pool all inflated. We've got literally everything that you could possibly need when it comes to comfort measures for home, or comfort measures for anywhere. All laid out, ready to rock. I've got Pete to kind of like pack and repack stuff so he knows where everything is. We have our sort of our lighting set up. We've got our aromatherapy set up. We've got the rebozo out. It's all ready to go. The only thing that we have to do is bring some more towels downstairs. So I always recommend having like 5 towels and then 2 washcloths, one for the forehead, one for a bit of a perineal compress down below. So nice when it comes to crowning. A nice warm compress reduces the likelihood of tearing as well. But we're pretty set. I'm gonna do a whole separate video on what my sort of home birth kit looks like. Everything bar maybe some gauze, sterile gloves, a clamp and something to cut the cord, and some emergency medications that my midwife is going to bring all of those anyhow. But yeah, feeling a little bit more prepared in that sense. I've also been taking a lot of baths in the evening and taking the time to sort of listen to my hypnobirthing tracks again, really get in the zone and prepare my subconscious mind for birth to sort of get excited about that. We are doing other things to prepare, like perineal massage. I'm doing evening primrose oil this time, which is something I didn't do last time, and the research really backs it up quite heavily, so I'm all for it if the evidence is there. I've been doing quite a bit of yoga and just trying to keep my body really sort of relaxed and calm and stress-free, so that's been really, really nice. I do have a separate video on different things that I recommend people to do for preparing for birth. Is to sort of a separate series to 5 different tips in each video, so make sure and check that one out too. In terms of baby is about the size of a papaya at the moment, so at 37 weeks pregnant, baby's about 6 pounds. Atticus was only 2.8 kilograms or 6 pounds, so he was a dinky baby. This baby I feel like is going to be a little bit bigger. I just haven't been minding my diet or exercising in the same way that I was last pregnancy. I do think that in hindsight I was probably exercising a little bit too much last time, but this time I've just been sort of moving in terms of chasing around after a toddler. Atticus is 2.5, so he's a busy boy, and going for lots of nice walks, at least one walk a day, about 5 kilometers or so, and then a little bit of gentle yoga just to keep everything kind of limber and nice. I'm still really enjoying my prenatal Pilates class that I do with my friend Pam every Saturday morning. If you are looking for a fantastic prenatal exercise class, I'll make sure and link her down below as well. How many times can I say that in one video? Baby's still moving loads. Apologies, I actually got a phone call there from the home birth coordinator, so that's all birth related phone calls, but I completely forgot that I had planned that for this time, so I'm really sorry for the little intermission. But I was kind of filling you in on baby. Baby is now head down, ready to rock, mostly in an OA position, which is the optimal position for birth in terms of sort of that spiral that baby has to do through the pelvis. It's the sort of shortest route, so it's the most desirable route. Last time I had an experience of back labour, which went on for 3 days before Atticus eventually arrived. So I'm hoping to avoid that this time, doing everything that I can to create lots of space for baby to get into the best position for birth. I actually have a whole highlight on my Instagram on different movements that I'm doing and different things and sort of birth prep that I'm doing this time to kind of increase the likelihood of having a really easy, comfortable, positive birth experience. Let me refer to my little list. So yeah, baby's still moving away loads. Kicks now are almost painful. Like really, I'll have to catch my breath when baby moves. We still haven't got a clue about whether or not we're having a boy or girl, and really, I'm feeling like it's a girl. I don't know why. Pete thinks it's a girl as well, but I don't know if that's just because he had a boy last time. I have no idea about names either. One of the conversations that we had over the weekend as well was, what on earth are we going to name this kid? And I don't know why this time we're finding it really hard. I feel like last time we had like a list as long as our arm to kind of work from, but this time nothing seems fitting. So I feel like this kid isn't going to be named for like a week after they're born, which is fine. I've had so many babies of clients who just don't have a name. I had a baby who was called Crunchy after the chocolate bar because that's what mum craved during her pregnancy for at least a month. So I'm not too fussed. We'll find the right name when it feels fitting. I'm also really curious to see what this baby's going to look like, because Atticus is obviously blonde curly hair and quite sallow skin, which is mostly Pete's genes, and then I've got really dark hair. Like, this is my hair undyed, so I'm curious to see if we'll have maybe a dark haired baby this time with brown eyes and not blue eyes, or Pete's got sort of greeny blue eyes. So really curious to see what they're going to look like. And then Jess is like straight blonde hair with blue eyes, so a real mixture. I'm really curious to see what this baby's going to look like. Symptoms for me, I've been feeling like super pregnant, super uncomfortable, all of the aches and pains, still really suffering with quite a bit of tailbone pain. I have been feeling loads of pressure down below, so I've now started waddling, that like typical pregnancy waddle from the last week. So from sort of 36-ish weeks, I've been sporting the pregnancy waddle, which makes our walks a lot more difficult and a lot longer. Like Atticus will be in the buggy literally shouting at me, going, faster mummy, like why are we going this slowly? I've been resting as much as I can, so aside from trying to sort of squeeze as much work in as possible, I've been trying to kind of lay down in the afternoon at some point or other, and I'll do loads of like story time with Atticus, or just he's still pretty much doesn't have TV. We'll put like music or something on the screen, or sit down and do a bit of drawing with him, and I will either lie down on my side or lie down on my new favourite thing, which is a pregnancy like inflatable lilo with space for the bump. So I'll just lie down into that and maybe read my book, and he'll read his book, and we'll just have a bit of quiet time during the day, which is lovely. It's also super hard for me to get comfy at night time, so I've still been really enjoying my wedge pillow, which I just sort of tuck in underneath my bump, but waking a lot more at night time, not necessarily to pee, but just finding it hard to get comfy. So that, and then finding it really hard to actually nod off to sleep initially. So there's definitely some degree of pregnancy insomnia going on there, because I'm probably only getting between 2 and 3 hours sleep. A huge amount of that as well is just my body preparing for feeding a newborn baby again, which is so exciting. I cannot wait. I just cannot wait for those newborn snuggles. The other thing that I have been experiencing is acid reflux, which I genuinely didn't have any of when I was pregnant with Atticus. I was really lucky. I just didn't experience it. And maybe it's because we're getting the garden done at the moment, and I've been going out doing lots of raking and weeding and bending down and then bending back up again. And maybe it's because I'm not eating something that's, sort of there's something that's aggravating it. But it's really miserable. No fun. And hopefully once this baby sort of drops and engages in the pelvis that little bit more, there'll maybe be a little bit more space and it won't be quite as bad. But no swelling, no anemia. My hemoglobin the last time it was checked was 11.5, which is really quite good for someone on a plant-based diet, so I was delighted with that. Blood pressure's been fine, urine has been clear, everything is hunky-dory, just waiting for this little baby to come. I'm sort of keeping my legs crossed until after 37 weeks when I can be approved for my home birth, and then hopefully gonna meet this little person. So this may or may not be my last pregnancy update. I know I had said that I would do these monthly, but it sort of looked like every 6 weeks or so. I hope you've enjoyed them. I'm really looking forward to watching them back over once this baby's actually here, and baby's actually kicking at the moment. But I'm going to show you the bump, because I can't remember if I did that with the last video, wearing a super bump appropriate dress, but there it is in all its glory. I'm feeling a lot bigger this time than I was last time. I have been doing sort of bump update pictures over on my Instagram as well, if you want to go and check out those and sort of see the comparison. If you are also pregnant with me, make sure and tell me down below how far along you are and when your estimated due date is for this baby. And I cannot wait to announce the birth and the arrival of this new little person. I'll see you all in the next video. That's everything for now, and thank you for watching.